All right, fifth grade, are you ready to play? I'm ready. Let's start out with Miles Davis. Remember that? It's been a couple weeks. So just to review, thumb on the back, left hand on top, left hand, left hand. I can't say that enough times. Thumb on the back, index finger, that's B, right? And for A, just put your next finger down. That's all you need for this one. B-A, you do it 8 times, but you have to remember the rhythm. It's like a 1, 2. B-A. You wait a little while. Good. I'll cue you. Here we go. Tribute to Miles Davis. 1, 2. Here we go. All right, I kind of added a few things there to spice it up a little. Ooh, while I'm at the piano, let's do our rap. You remember the rap, right? If not, all you have to do is repeat after me. All right, here we go. Remember this one? You will in a second. I said E, G, a B, D, F. Those are the lines of the treble clef. I said every good a bird does fly. Those are the lines from low to high. Let's do it again. I said E, G, a B, D, F. These are the lines of the treble clef. Every good a bird does fly. Those are the lines from low to high. There we have it. All right, now we're ready to get started. All right, this is a fun way to get started. Our rap to help us remember the lines, the trick for remembering the lines of the treble clef. And then there's a very short rap for the spaces, right? All you have to remember is the spaces spell face. I said the spaces spell face. Let's do it again. The spaces spell face. Yeah, so very short rap on that one. And remember, it's always bottom to top with all those tricks. Face is going bottom to top, same thing. Every good bird does fly, bottom to top. All right, so let's just go over the notes that you've learned so far. We've got, circle them again, we've learned G, we learned A, we learned B, I showed you high D. Now, there's a low D also. There's all these notes to learn, but we're just going to do a few at a time. So, all right. So let's just go over what we've done so far, starting on B. We already played B and A today with Miles Davis. So here we are. Here's B. Now let's go to A. Good. And now to G. Good. I'm not even going to do more with that because I want to move on. High D, remember, if you're in G position, you will only have your middle finger on your left hand on the recorder. So you can see there's one hole that's uncovered, then your middle finger, and that's it. That's why you need your other hand to hold it, otherwise you'll drop your recorder. So, and I know some of you will make a joke about our middle finger being inappropriate when you're playing the recorder. If you have your middle finger here, it's perfectly fine. So that's all I have to say about that. All right. So here we are. Here's high D. Ready? Good. Let's do some more. One more. Good. Remember, I'm doing it all with my tongue. Toot, 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 not but toot, tongue, right? Good. I have an idea. Let's learn another note because we've got 3 in a row, tic-tac-toe, G, A, B. Something's missing. And then high D. So stay where we were, right there on high D. Remember, it's your left hand. I did say that plenty of times. I'm just double checking. So left hand, let's go back to high D. Now, take your thumb and cover that back hole. Ready? Let's play that note. Aha! Let's go back to high D. Now your thumb. Oh, I see. Yes, that is the note that we just, aha, there it is. So now we've got C also. Sorry about that. Another way to remember C is it's basically A without your index finger, right? So C is kind of funny because you really need your other hand here because you can't really hold it like that with one hand. Thumb and middle finger is C. So let's try C a few times. Good. Now let's go back to high D. Good. And now here's a secret about the recorder. It's kind of like a crash course. Basically, for the most part, the more holes you cover, the lower the note, right? So if we have D, you're only covering one hole, right? You cover more holes, and so on. Then when you cover them all, you've got the lowest note in the recorder. C, we're not going to get to that today. All right. So let's do some things with the 5 notes that we've got, because we can do quite a lot. With 5 notes in a row, if this note, if that's our do, right? Do, we've got do, re, mi, fa, sol. Right, so we've got the start of the scale. So let's do that. We're going to do that slowly. So we're going to do this pattern. We're going to go like, so we're going to do like quarter, quarter, half note, on each note going up one at a time, right? So here we go. I'll go first, or you can try to go with me, or if you need to watch, that's okay too. So, ready? Here I go. Now C, wait, freeze. C we just learned, right? That's thumb, middle finger. So I'm going back. Take off your thumb. Good. I'm going to do that again without stopping. You can join in if you want. All right, ready? And here we go. Good. Now we're going to go back, starting on high D, back to G. So this is like so, D, so start with just your middle finger. All right, ready? I'll do the same rhythm. Here we go. You add your thumb. Good. So we have the beginnings of a scale. Now I'm going to try doing a little bit faster. I'm going to try doing half notes for each of these. Ready? 1, 2, and here we go. Now let's go back. Ready? 1, 2, going back. Now what I did just now isn't the best recorder playing, because usually you don't take a breath after every single note, but I was focused on the fingering and making sure I really had each note. So now what we're going to try is, you got to get a good breath for this. We're going to try half notes going up and see if you can make it all the way on one breath of air. So it should sound like a smooth, and you want to tongue with each new note, right? Good luck. Oh boy. Here, 1, 2, here we go. And I messed up a little bit. Anyway, that's okay. Let's go back the other way. Good luck. Here we go. Oh, I need to start on high D. Sorry, I wasn't ready. Okay, 1, 2, Here we go. Good. Now some of these are tricky. To go from C to B, you have to make sure you lift up that finger. You're just switching fingers. B to A and G is not so hard. It's anyway, we'll practice more of it in the upcoming weeks. Hold on, let's do one more technical exercise while we've got these 5 notes in our brains. We need to practice going back and forth between each pair of these, right? Because that happens in a lot of pieces. So here's our pattern. We always start on, for now, the lower note. We're going to lower, higher, lower, higher, lower. So 3 of the lower notes and 2 of the higher in between. Ready? Let's try it with G and A. 1, 2, let's go that speed. Good. Now we do the same thing with A and B, right? 1, 2, here we go. Now get ready with B and C. It's kind of a tricky transition. Let's go a little slower. 1, 2, here we go. Now notice with those two, if you don't tongue exactly at the right time, I'll try it without tonguing and you'll see what I mean. You hear how there's a little popping of another note? It's like blah, blah, blah. What that blum is, I'm actually covering A. Instead of going between B and C, I'm actually going B, blah, blah. It's kind of an interesting sound, but we don't always want that sound. So be careful with B. You have to stop with your tongue while you switch quickly so you don't get that. We don't want that A popping in there. So let's do this one again. It's okay, we just learned it. So here we are. Ready? Slowly. Here we go. Good. Now C and D. Remember, that's 2 fingers. You're just picking your thumb up. Good. Now let's go back the other way. We're starting 3 of the high note and 2 of the lower. So it's like D, C, D, C, D. Ready? 1, 2, all together. Now we're starting on C. Good. Now we start on B. And then to A. And let's just end on G, because that's kind of like our do. It sounds good when you end on that. Excellent. So that's a great technical exercise. You can always rewind and try that throughout the week, and you'll get much better at all this finger switching. Now we're going to slow things down just a little bit so there's not quite so much finger switching, and we're going to do a couple of classic tunes that only use a few notes. So the first one is this one, Au clair de la lune. All right, here's your French lesson. Au clair de la lune, mon ami Pierrot. Sorry, I took French, but it's been a while. What it means is, au clair is in the light, de la lune is the moon. So if you think of the word lunar or lunatic is someone who's maybe crazy about the moon. So that's where that comes from, lune. So, all right. But we're not going to sing the whole thing now. We're just going to play it. So here's the nice thing. It's only got 3 notes. Oh, I gave it away. I should have had you figure it out. All right, well, the first note, if you use your every good bird does fly, you can just see that is in fact the second line up. So we have 3 G's and an A and then B and A. Let's just try that much. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. Good. Let's do that much again. That's pretty easy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do a little pause. Now we have to look ahead. You're going to be skipping from G to B, then down to A, then you end on G, which is our do. So let's just do this part a couple times in a row. Ready? Let's go kind of slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that again. How about one more time? Yes. Good. Sorry, I was not quite secure on that last note. You could tell. All right. Now we're going to try the whole line without stopping. Remember, starting on G, ending on G. Whatever happens in the middle, we just keep on going. All right. Do your best. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I did that all in one breath. Woo! If you need to take a breath in the middle, you can. So now when you breathe, let me try that. I'm going to take a breath in the middle. So I'm going to start right here. If I'm going, it's a quick breath, right? So you're not going like, no, because then everybody will know you're breathing, right? It's just a little bit, right? You can hardly tell, right? Good. Because you want it to sound like a smooth line, even though you probably need to breathe. Let's try that one more time. You can breathe in the middle if you need to. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So now, if you were here at school, you would all have these recorder books. You would actually have this in front of you. But this is the best I can do for now. I didn't want to send books home too, because then it's one more thing to think about. All right, but it might be hard for you to see this. But if you're looking at the first line compared to the second line, in music you want to look for patterns and see if there's anything that's the same or anything that changes. And you could see, well, this goes up a little bit, that goes down. Oh, these notes on the second line are the same as the first, right? So if you've learned the first line, then you can play the whole song. So that's what we're going to do. Here we go. All right. Ready? The whole thing. Starting on G, 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 2. Good. So that's something that we'll work on a little bit. Let's try another one. No recorder class would be complete without Hot Cross Buns, a classic, but all you need is 3 notes. That's why it's done so much. So, all right. Let me get a better pointing finger. Now I can reach. All right. So if you didn't know the starting note, it's the middle line, right? Every good bird does fly, right? So there's a bird right there. We're starting on B. Now if G is our do, let's see if we end on do at the end of the song. Oh, we do. So many songs end on do. So just a little musical thought for you. All right. This one should be pretty easy because it's just B, A, G, then you do it again, right? B, A, G. There's not that much finger switching on this one, right? 4 G's, right? G, 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 A, B, A, G. Now that was just me singing and not playing. Now we're going to try playing it. Ready? Good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. I'm glad that happened with my recorder because I need to talk about something. If you've been playing for a while, sometimes you'll get either a little condensation or some kind of buildup of, it could be saliva, condensation, you need to clear it out. So there's two ways you can do it. One is you can breathe in, if that doesn't bother you, right? The other way is, now here's where you have to be very careful when you're at home, because you don't want to blow out the room and make everybody shriek. What you can do is, you see how there's a little tiny hole where the air comes out, right? If you cover that and blow, you have to cover it, otherwise you're gonna hear, you don't want to, no. You just cover it and go, a quick blow, in and out. That gets rid of any spit that may be here in the mouthpiece. So, good. Now that I've talked about that, let's try hot cross buns again. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you heard, I was so enthusiastic, I started a little too much tongue to start that one. This time, I'm going to see if you can play it by yourself, and I'm going to play the piano for you. Ready? Good luck. Starting on B. Good luck. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you make it? Good. If so, let's try that again. If not, we're going to try it again. This time, you play the same exact thing that you just did, and I'm going to play like a jazzier version. But you're just going B, A, G. I just have that jazz feel. Good. Ready? Same thing. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2. Here you go. Good. So that's one way I like to have fun with music. You can take a simple song, and we're going to do that in different styles like that. I can put different styles, and you play the same thing. All right, moving on. All right, just 2 more pieces to do today. First, a review of Recorder Reggae from last time. And I like reggae. If you didn't know, it's kind of a fun style of music from Jamaica, and it's got that fun, bouncy rhythm. Now, I just wanted to point out, these are short, right? Now, it doesn't say that in the music. Technically, if you didn't know and you were just reading this, you would read exactly as written as this. You hear the difference? It's a little smoother, right? Now, that's not what I want for this one, because it's like the reggae style. I want you to make it more detached. So it's like, it's like, dut, dut, dut. I should have written that in the music. I didn't. I should have put some rests in. That's my fault. But anyway, I think you get the idea. So it's, and then 1, 2, 1, 2. Remember the G, G, A. Take the repeat. Let's do it. Here we go. Recorder Reggae with the backing sound track. Or not. Here we go. And on G the last time. Good. Now let's try it one more time. I'm going to give you a sneak peek for next week. What we're going to learn is another part that goes along with it. So, here we go. you play what you see, right? I'm going to play the second part. Aha! So if you were playing at the right time with me, you would have heard the part that is the second part. We'll learn it next week. But yes, it uses the high D and the C. Just those two notes. If you practice those, you'll have a leg up on learning that part for next time. All right, one more song. All right, it's time to get started on our BAG Blues. Now this is pretty easy to learn. Don't worry, actually let me move it up so you can really see the notes. All right, so it's super easy to learn. You're actually only playing half the time. As you can see, the whole thing's full of rests. Don't worry, something else is going to happen during the rests. For now, we're just going to learn this part. So, the rhythm is the most important thing. You'll notice, even if you don't know how to read this rhythm, you'll see half note and then some stuff. That comes back here, comes back here, comes back here. So if you know the rhythm, that's pretty much what you need to know for this song. It goes like this. It's da, 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 dum. That's your rhythm. I'm not even counting it. I'm just doing it. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. Da, 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 dum. And you do it again. Da, 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 dum. Then you wait. Da, 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 dum. That's all it is. Da, 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 da. I think you got that rhythm, right? Good. Now let's get the notes. So I'm just going to feed them to you. It's right? B, A, A, B. Pretty easy, right? So B, A, B happens twice in a row. Let's try that. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. And you wait. Wait. Good. So you want to make sure you wait in the rest. You can't go right from here to here because something else is going to happen in here. Good. Now B, A, B. Does that happen anywhere else in this piece? Oh my goodness. There it is again, right? Anywhere else? No, that's a G. That's an A. Ah! Oh my goodness. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times. That's 2/3 of it is just pretty easy, right? So even if that's all you played, you'd be right most of the time. All right, but we want to get the rest of the notes here. So after B, A, B, we don't want to hear that so much. It's nice to have something different. So now we have, which is G, A, G, right? You gag when you get here. Get it? Gag? All right. Enough humor with recorders. So after gagging, you go back to B, A, B. Then one thing that's different is this one. Right? A, B, B, A. Now there's a reason for these changes. It has to do with the form of the 12-bar blues, which we don't have time to get into now, but trust me, if you make these changes when they happen, it's going to sound good. So let's try it one time through, and then I'm going to add a fun accompaniment. All right. Ready? Just do your best. If all you play is B, A, B, you'll have four parts out of it. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. And you wait. And you wait. Wait for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you wait. That's it. Good. Now I'm going to add something fun. All right, here we are for our grand finale. If you didn't come in with the blues, we'll make sure that you go home feeling the blues. So here's our grand finale. Make sure you're ready on B. Oh, and we're going to do it twice in a row. So as soon as you get to the end here, B, A, B, take the repeat, and ba, got it? So twice in a row. Here we go. I'll count you in. Make sure you're ready to start with B. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, hang on to your hats, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go with the Bag Blues. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2. Here you go. B, A, B. B, A, B. Take the repeat and... What was that? I can't hear you. All right, there we have it. Hope you had fun. I had fun, and I will see you next week. One more thing I thought of, actually, because I played quite a lot today. Here's how I put my recorder away. I talked about this the first week, but just a reminder that I'm just going to do this, stick it in the bag. I'm not going to seal this because I don't want mold to grow in there. I'm just going to go home like this, leave the bag open. This will probably be sitting in the hot car for a few hours. It'll dry out just fine. I'm not too worried. So that's what I do with my recorder, in case you're wondering. All right. I'll see you next week.